Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. It's Facebook Live here in the TV Guide magazine offices in Los Angeles. I'm Jim Halterman, the West Coast Bureau Chief. We're here with some black sales ladies.
Hello.
Jessica Parker Kennedy, Hannah New, who played Max and Eleanor. And we were talking before we started that we've been talking about this show for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
It's been quite a journey.
For so long.
And I even got to go to set a couple years ago, which was amazing. But the season is wrapping up, and the show's going to be ending at the end of the 4th season. When you guys were shooting the 4th season, did you know that it could possibly be the end, or that you knew it was a definitive end?
I think there were rumors early on that it might be the end, and then we got, I think, kind of middle of the season, we got the official. And it's nice to know when you're shooting that it's going to be the last one.
It is. I mean, it was amazing as we were getting scripts through, because we were like, wow, these are such like epic delves into people's backstories, and it kind of made a lot of sense that there were arcs that were being completed, and so it was nice for us as actors because we got to like play out all that stuff that we'd been researching and doing for 3 years. So yeah.
And I know I've been watching the new season. I haven't seen beyond what's aired, but it definitely feels like things are really amped up and things are going in a really scary direction. I was actually worried this last episode for Max, because when Max is being interrogated, we always know Max will kind of hold her own and stand up against anybody, but I'm like, these guys aren't messing around.
Yeah, Berenger is the first character that Max has, I think, really, there's a level of intimidation that she even feels towards him, and she's not easily intimidated, but he's quite frightening. And he pushes her, and she's also, she's always been so good at this sort of, I can kind of manipulate anyone, but he is, like, absolutely unmovable. So.
Okay.
And also, I think for me, like the last episodes, I mean, Woods Rogers gets so dark.
He's so scary.
So dark. It's really funny because all the actors who play them are so
funny.
And then they're just like playing these evil guys.
And are crazy good at it. And it's like, where does that come from?
The dark, deepest depth. But
I like when Luke is even playing those dark moments. He still looks amazing. Like he's got one little strand like carefully on his face. It's like he's still a good looking guy.
Yeah, he's very chiseled and handsome.
You can't make him not look good.
Yeah.
That's
very
brutal.
True.
Did you guys feel, whether you knew that it was the end or not, did you feel a difference this season? Just that things were kind of being amped up like they hadn't been before?
Yeah. I mean, I think for me it was definitely that the beginning of the season for Eleanor were the highest stakes that I've ever had to play.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, I knew that I had, like, goals in these scripts because everybody wants Eleanor's head on a block. And so... It's really about survival this season in a major way, more than any other season. So then you get these big battle scenes, and then you get these very gruesome deaths, and so it was great to know that at the beginning of the season that we were going to get given some really challenging stuff.
Well, I feel like anybody that's watched the show from the start knows how brutal the show can get, but it's always done very well.
Yeah.
And we did get a question already from somebody watching. Thank you. Send in questions, please, guys. And click those hearts. It's Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah. Spread the love.
Spread the love. Yeah. And let's spread a little love for Zach McGowan, who's no longer on the show. And somebody sent in a question like, how much do you guys miss Zach? Because I know being on set with you guys and him, he's a fun guy.
Yeah,
oh my God.
He's such a presence, he really is. It's we shot in Cape Town, South Africa, and all of Cape Town sort of went quiet after
it's true, actually. Like, literally painted the town red and, got to know everybody in every bar.
Yeah, you know when Zach is in a room, you really do, and we miss him terribly, and he's like a big pit bull, really. Just like a hyperactive, like, silly pit bull that wants to play all the time and has like an endless booming amount of energy. So we miss
actually
him
he has a pit bull. He is exactly
like his pit bull. It's very true.
He's gorgeous as well. I mean, we all missed Zach immensely last season, but it's really funny because I realised watching the season back that he's actually mentioned in every single episode since Vane's gone. So to me, like, his presence in the storyline is still really, really strong. It's just it's just a case of our parties weren't quite as exciting.
I know. But it's hats off to the writers, John and Robert and everybody on the writing staff, because they did make that death really impact everybody. And like you said, he's still being talked about. Yeah. People want to get revenge on Eleanor because of his death. So it's scary stuff.
The show changed dramatically after his death. Like there was a weird he's dead now. Like it was just
no one's safe.
No one's safe. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. I think for like a character like Vane to die, who was such a popular character for all the fans, I mean, they knew it was going to be a huge upset, but what it does do dramatically is it creates so much conflict for all the other characters as well. So yeah, we miss Zach tons, but we hang out with him here. So.
Yeah, I know. If you're just joining us, I'm Jim Halterman, the West Coast Bureau Chief for TV Guide Magazine. We're here with Hannah New, Jessica Parker Kennedy, talking Black Sails. We have more questions coming in. Keep the questions coming, and tell us where you guys are from, so we know where you're watching this Facebook Live from. Timothy wants to know, how did you like working with Ray Stevenson? Did you guys get to work with him a lot?
Yeah,
I didn't. No,
I guess I didn't really either. No,
but
I feel like I did though, because we were in hair and makeup, getting ready together a lot. So he was around a lot when we were shooting. And he
had such extensive, I mean, all the beard and like it was a lot of work for the makeup department. But he's a riot, isn't he? As well?
Yeah, he's totally wild.
And he just fitted in with all the Ranger crew in quite a mad way.
He really did, awesome. Yeah, very much a Ranger crew kind of guy.
It was.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he's awesome. He's great. He also is like someone with quite a intense presence as well.
Oh god, yeah.
He's a big guy.
He actually is big, like in person.
Yeah,
and his voice is quite booming. And,
he's a kind of formidable force.
Yes.
I mean, I'm a big guy, but when I stood up next to him, I was just like, okay, I'm a little scared of you.
Tall.
But he's a really nice guy. Like,
he's
really lovely.
He's very warm.
Richard wants to know, what's the deal with killing Blackbeard, which might be more of a question for the writers, but I was surprised. I didn't know when that would be coming, but it was brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys weren't there for those scenes, but were you aware that this was happening and how brutal it was going to be?
God, yeah. I mean, I think
when we were reading the script, we were like, that's going to be disgusting and really hard. And it was, watching it was very, very difficult, even though you know everything's fake and you know the actors really well and you know it's CGI, but it just was uncomfortable.
It was
I remember Luke Roberts and Toby Schmitz, like both, like I remember them walking into the lunch hall or something, and they both just looked like white and sick, and I was like, what is going on? They were like, oh, keel hauling, and we're like, oh my god.
So that's what it's called, keyholing.
So I mean, I obviously, like, dramatically, I know the guys for a long time wanted to kind of include this because it was a practice that was used a lot in times, and it's kind of interesting because we know a lot about the myths of walking the plank and all this kind of stuff, but keel hauling was done, and it was the most brutal kind of death that you could ever imagine. So to be able to display that on show, I mean, the prosthetics department was insane. Like, they had like a full body bloody bits and
truly disgusting.
But it was tough to watch. I want to ask, because I've talked to you guys from day one, especially when I was doing more LGBT press, about the relationship. And the one thing I love about the show is it pays, whether it says so or not, it really pays homage to the history of these characters. And I feel like even in 403, when Max is getting interrogated and Eleanor kind of comes in and stops it, even then I'm just like, it's not like you think they're going to start kissing suddenly, but there's still a lot of caring going on between these characters, if I'm reading that right. Is that how you two play it?
I viscerally felt that on the day, because that was such an intense scene to shoot, because Chris was just screaming in my face, and as he's supposed to be doing, obviously. But I was affected by that, and even though we did take after take, every time he would come in, I would feel a genuine sense of like, oh God, I think I'm safe. So I think that's a natural reaction, and something that came out of me and came out of Max as well towards Eleanor. There is a sense of like, we have each other's backs. You know what I mean? It didn't have to be romantic, but it was like, we're connected on a really deep level, and we're not going to let anything happen to each other.
I mean, I think that scene in particular, the writing is really, really clever, because it's not like she comes in to this damsel in distress and saves her, because actually you played it in such a beautiful, stoic kind of way that made it kind of far more equal, the discussion about what's going to happen from here. And it was almost like sisters kind of berating each other and saying, you're going to have to step up and help me out. So, I mean, for me, I was just really excited when I got that, because I was like, yeah, they're not going to make it lovey-dovey, and like, it's actually going to be real, and the consequence of what's happening is going to be played out in the scene.
Which would be so easy just to fall back into that old pattern. But the writing's smart, and shows that it doesn't have to be about that for these two to care about each other.
Exactly. They're great characters, because they rose to the occasion and put the all the emotional stuff aside so that they could deal with what was important at the time, which only women can do, and men have no ability to do that whatsoever.
I mean, I can give a little tease that there is some very interesting scenes where there's more of a discussion about what their relationship is.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a bit of a tease.
There's a tease for everybody.
So you have to watch out for that one.
Okay,
sure.
I like it. If you're just joining us, we're talking Black Sails with Hannah New and Jessica Parker Kennedy here in the TV Guide offices. I'm Jim Halterman, the West Coast Bureau Chief. Keep sending questions. Let us know where you're from. Matthew wants to know, when you guys were at production, were there any props or anything that you kind of made sure you held on to?
Did you take something? I can't remember.
No, I really wanted. I was actually the other day. I think I was talking about this. I wanted the chair. I saw it in the writer's office the other day, and I was like, yeah, I think me and you were going to have a bonfire, weren't we?
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
But yeah, there were so many beautiful things on that set. It's just such an incredible talent of our set designer, Wolf Kruger, and I was like going, well, I kind of want a sword, and I kind of want,
It's funny. It's like I really wanted to take a couple of dresses, and then when the time came, I didn't. But
you wanted to get back in a corset?
I know. I think that's the thing is I didn't want to wear them. I was like, well, I guess I'll just keep them. But then I thought, well, then they'll just be in a trunk somewhere for a year. And I thought, well, and what's great is because they've been
auctioned
off.
People are buying them. And somebody sent me a picture of them wearing it. It's like, how the hell did you get in this?
No way! Oh, that's so.
I'm so excited that those dresses will be taken out at conventions. I'm hoping one day that they'll come back to me in a convention or something.
Yeah, that'd be so great. Yeah, I saw a lady had put one of my dresses on. Like a mannequin that's in her, in an office, and how great that it's displayed and she can enjoy that every day. So that's really cool. It's better than me having it and keeping it in plastic in a closet or something.
Okay. Blake wants to know, how will Max talk her way out of crossing Flint and Long John Silver?
I mean, I can't. How will she? Let me tell you everything.
They're not going to be happy to see her, though. I have a feeling.
Yeah, not so much. Yeah, it's I don't know what I'm allowed to say in terms of that. I mean, she's in some deep water. That's for sure.
Yeah. Do you think Max has any regrets? Because she seems to make her decisions very
carefully.
Yeah. But especially with this and what the outcome could end up being, do you think she'll regret anything that she's done recently as far as those guys?
I mean, I think that she's. I feel like every decision that she makes is, like we said, so on purpose and so specific. So I think that there's an element where I think she's afraid all of the time, but I also think that there's a part of her that really sticks to her guns in the decision that she makes. She's not really about looking back. She's about whether she's made a mistake or not. She's about looking forward and how that she can fix it. So either way, I think she'll sort it out in her head the way she needs to.
Do you think Eleanor is going to look at Woods a little differently once she sees him again? Assuming she does, but because he's definitely gone down a darker path than what we're used to seeing him in.
Yeah, I mean, it was so interesting to me watching it back as well, because I realised how dark he got. I mean, reading it, it's dark, but the way Luke plays it, it's so incredibly dark. And then obviously when I was filming it, I was thinking about, when she receives the news of what's happened, how does she in her mind think that played out? But I think ultimately she's protecting him as well and hoping that everything he does is for her and for the good of the island. So I think she does definitely give him the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, it's a tough one. Because Luke's just so dark.
I know, but considering how their relationship started, I mean, they do truly love each other and care each other at this point, right?
Yeah. I think that's the interesting thing. Is it's hard to see how different the relationship is to the Vane-Eleanor relationship. Yeah. And the writers, when they came to me with this proposal of the storyline, and they kind of said, well, it's kind of like Vane's her kind of really bad college boyfriend, and and definitely that Woods is this kind of more mature choice, and when they ideologically they're on the same page. So
it's nice to see Eleanor with the right guy.
Yeah, and I think she ends up fighting for things that she never knew that she would fight for. So that's another little tease.
Okay. Tease is coming.
Teasing.
Speaking of regrets, Germano wants to know, will Eleanor have any regrets about Vane's death?
I mean, I think none of that is easy for her, and I think the decision she made was a very brutal one, and I definitely think that act was really about killing part of herself as well. It wasn't just about killing Vane. And I think that part of her that's died is going to be something that will come back to haunt her. So, and you know, I don't think anybody could ever have made that decision easily, but they live in such a brutal time, and they've seen so much brutality that actually maybe there is a certain element of desensitization, but then, you know, those emotional connections will always be there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Keep your questions coming in, guys. We've got a few more minutes with Hannah New. I almost called you Eleanor. Hannah New and Jessica Parker Kennedy. We're talking about Black Sails. Episode 3 just aired, so we have, what, 7 left? Is it 10?
It's 10.
10 episodes.
Yeah,
Okay,
10.
so
yeah,
I'm so nervous.
Yeah, it's going quick, and and then a lot of things are happening very fast paced. So
okay, I've been on the set, but because so much of the show is very heavy and big stakes, how is it fun? Do you guys make time to have fun in between those really heavy scenes?
Such goofballs, like in between scenes. I was looking back at some of the pictures from on set. I was like, actually, I need to tweet some of those behind the scenes ones, because the whole time was just a complete ball. And then, like, you know, because the guy who plays Berenger, Chris, is actually Toby's brother.
Oh, really?
Toby Stevens' brother.
I didn't know that.
So, like, the
Spoiler.
two of them together are like complete double acts, and they are hilarious.
Oh, that's
so,
funny.
Yeah. I mean, Toby Stevens is the funniest person I have ever met in my entire life, and his brother is very similar. So so nice having the both of them just like be ridiculous, because they have this beautiful ability. They take the job very seriously, but they don't take themselves seriously at all, which is such a great energy to have on set. You know, I mean, we didn't have a lot of time to like prank each other or be silly that way, but we definitely, it was a very warm, fun set to be on.
I mean, they're long days.
Yeah,
long
really
days,
long
and like, and also when you're working with heavy material, like if you stay in that place,
you'd be miserable all the
mad
time.
The whole time.
And the scenes aren't easy. I mean, there are some scenes where it's just talking, but when I was on set, it was the opening of season 3, maybe at the second episode, where Toby's on that ship that's on its side, and they're just blasting it with water for hours and hours and hours.
I have to say,
that was amazing.
It's amazing. I know you've seen the little blooper reel.
Yes,
yes.
I
wonder
that's great.
I hope so.
He just has this freak out in the middle of that scene, which is just brilliant. He's like, "What are we doing? Where are we? I can't hear anyone."
Walks off. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Oh my God! How are you guys just gonna miss Cape Town, because it's such a beautiful place, and you spent a lot of time there.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll still be going back, even just for vacation, and that?
Oh, I definitely want to go back, and you know, I have very good friends living there now as well. Hakeem Kai Kazim, who plays Scott, him and all his family are there, and we're very close to them. So definitely would love to go back and see those guys. So yeah, it's so stunning, isn't it?
It's one of the most beautiful cities I've ever been in. I mean, I think I struggled being so far away from home for so long, because it's not, you know, it's as pretty much as far away as
it's a long trip. It's a long trip to get there.
So unless I'm headed back for work, I don't expect there to be anytime soon. But it is a very beautiful, beautiful place. That's for sure.
A few more minutes, guys. Send in any last-minute questions here at Black Sails. Ernest wants to know, how do you feel about leaving these characters after all these years? Because I know some actors can just like close the door and say, okay, that's in the past, and others like hold on to those characters. Where do you kind of fall in there?
I feel it's funny because I did a different job when Black Sails finished, and the character was so different from her, but really similar to her, and I found myself pulling from her strength and her personality a little bit in this other character. So I guess in a way you always carry those characters around with you, because it's like an artist palette a little bit. I can take a little bit from that character and a little bit from that character. So I feel like she's very present, sort of somewhere inside of me, and that will never ever go away. But it was 4 years, so I don't feel like, oh, well, you know, like it was a really long time to be playing the same person, even though she had a beautiful art. So I feel like ready to let her go, but as long as she's still kicking around inside.
Yeah. I mean, I think I feel the same, is in the sense that playing Eleanor as well, because she's always dealing with so much crap, and like it gets to you. It does. It's heavy stuff, and you know, I definitely would love to go and play something much lighter, and but you know, at the end of the day, I've kind of grown with her. Like you know, it was a formative experience for me, because I just left drama school when I kind of got the job, and so I was kind of like learning on the job, and And so I'll always hold her very dear in that sense that she taught me a lot, I think.
Yeah, but it was like that's one heck of a character to play in terms of like it's just a lot of lessons, a lot of all over the place, a lot of different. It's a lot of turmoil to carry around for 4 years.
Oh. Yeah. Were you able, like when you did have those rough days where it was the heavy, just emotional scenes? Could you let it go pretty easily, or did you hold even like later that night when you get home?
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird thing sometimes because technically you kind of need to maintain a certain amount of awareness to be able to do your job. You don't you go there when there's action, but then you have to kind of hold the emotion in a way so that you can go there again in the next shot and the next take and the next setup. So for me, there's points where I was like, yeah, it's there, I'm holding on to it, and then I'd get home and I'd be like, whoa, like, because you can let it go. And so yeah, definitely there were moments.
I think too, like, because we were living all in the same community, like it was okay to kind of leave it because we were all carrying it around anyways in a way. So it kind of was with us whether we realized it or not. Is sort of how I felt, you know, just because we were always around each other. So. Like on set, but so much outside of set as well, which is helpful.
Okay, well, I've got a list of countries where people are watching this. You guys look at the list of countries there and read those out loud.
Okay, so we've got
Italy.
That's not a country.
No, it's not. Yeah, the country of Achoo.
Achoo.
Yeah.
Italy, Hungary,
Hong Kong, Croatia,
Germany,
Bahamas,
Canada,
USA.
Switzerland and
Morocco.
That's exciting.
Awesome. Wow. No, that's so cool. It's so cool that we can be in touch with all these places right now.
And you guys know that the show internationally, people love the show, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure you hear from them on
well.
social media and everything.
Yeah, it's really exciting that everyone loves it.
Oh my God, well guys, keep watching season 4 of Black Sails Saturday nights? Or Sunday nights?
Sunday. No, wait a minute. Is it Saturday? I think it's
Sunday.
It's Sunday nights. It is
Sunday nights on Starz. But wait, it's Valentine's Day, so I have a little something for you. Does anybody like peanut butter? This is the peanut butter one, and this is a regular just milk chocolate one.
I mean, we'll share both.
I'll let you guys have a happy Valentine's Day.
That's so sweet of you. Thank you so much. That's so nice. I'm not having a breakfast yet, so this is
there you go. That's breakfast.
That's the kind of breakfast you should have.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a wrap here in the TV Guide offices. Thanks everybody.
Thank you.
You can watch this video anytime on our Facebook page at TV Guide Magazine. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.